Hello and welcome to Alumni Field at Carroll Hutchins Stadium. It's WCBN Sports and we are back with Michigan softball. A little fall ball action for you. My name's Kelin Flynn, alongside me Alex Miller on today's broadcast. And Alex, we have a good one today. Michigan, a doubleheader against Concordia as the first pitch from Aaron Hain, the freshman, comes in. I believe that was a ball. Second pitch is chopped foul right towards us here in the press box. And Alex Hain, a freshman. There's going to be a couple of new faces we're going to get introduced to today for Michigan. The freshman Hain, one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of continuity in this roster, but you lost some key pieces in Blair and Mattia and Voss, among others, Livingston, LeClaire, but some interesting freshmen. I mean, obviously every recruit's had some excellent careers in high school, but exciting to see some new faces.
The 0-2 pitch is chopped foul, straight back into the netting. Peyton Lewis at the dish for the Cardinals.
Lewis had a phenomenal year last year for Concordia. Hit .429, was player of the year in her conference. Gonna look for another great season upcoming in the spring.
Called third strike, first punch out of the day for Hain as Michigan puts one out on the board. Doubleheader today. Alex and I on the first broadcast, and then I'm going to be heading out, and it'll just be Alex for game number 2. Concordia, not going to call them crosstown rivals, but pitch high for ball 1 to the second batter, Cassidy Kane. But Concordia, obviously in Ann Arbor, and Ann Arbor school, we were talking about before the broadcast how great of a season they had last year.
Yeah, they had a really good year. I mean, they finished second in their conference tournament. They won the National Catholic College Athletic Association. And, yeah, they just had a really good career high, 44 wins in the program. And they've drawn a bit of a crowd here in Ann Arbor in the fall.
2-0 pitches in for a called strike. So we're operating on very little knowledge, I'll say, of both of these teams. Obviously, being an exhibition game, swing and miss from Kane on the 2-1 makes it 2-2. There's no stat broadcast, none of the fancy tools we're used to enjoying in the press box. The 2-2 is swung on and missed.
Nice start for Hain.
And Hain gonna hit today as well. In the 9 spot, Michigan batting 10, Concordia going to bat 11.
I mean, this is a Michigan roster that's largely pretty similar to the one last year, so Kelin and I are both pretty familiar with the returners, but still a couple new pieces, and we're going to see what it looks like out there today.
First pitch swung on and missed. Shannon McAlinden in for the Cardinals. Called strike on the 1-1.
Concordia dugout making some noise here early.
Two 2-1 to McAlinden. Hain winds and deals from the circle. That's going to be chopped straight back into the netting. So 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Hain's been fantastic so far. Off speed, gets a big wave from McAlinden, and 3 strikeouts. Sits down the Cardinals.
About as good as the first inning you can have as a pitcher for Hain. Great start, 3 Ks.
So Michigan now will get to head to the dish. In the circle for Concordia, Paige Anderson. Alex, tell us a little bit about her.
Anderson's a junior from Davison, Michigan. Last year had a really good season, made 32 starts with a 2.01 ERA, over 192 innings, 126 strikeouts to 43 walks. So really a absolutely stellar season last year as a sophomore for Anderson. Going to look to build on it, get a nice start to fall ball before moving to the spring upcoming in the spring. But Michigan, a tough lineup, little different level of competition than perhaps Concordia sees during their regular season. But Anderson pretty much proved she could handle anything she saw last year at her level. So let's see how she looks today against Wolverines.
And again, Michigan going to be batting 10 today. So it'll be a funky order. And you get that with the exhibition games. These coaches are just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't.
We got some usual figures up toward the top, though, for a bit. At least the first three.
So it'll be Ellie Sealer to get things started for Michigan. Sealer was fantastic last year for the Wolverines as she takes a big cut on the first pitch. Can't make contact, down 0-1.
Sealer really found a home in left field last year. Started nearly every game. They had a really good season. She's back there today.
That pitch from Anderson rides low, 1-1. The 1-1 is swung on and hit into foul territory. And that looked like it was going to stay foul, but really was much closer to hitting that white line along left field than it looked.
Tough call for our third base umpire there early here, but I think he got that one right. So
Sealer digs back in. The 1-2. And that's going to ride low again, 2-2 now. The 2-2 to Sealer. Upstairs. We're going to bring it to a full count. Ellie Sealer battling in her first at-bat of the contest. Anderson winds, delivers. That's laced to right center. And that's going to just bounce off the wall. Sealer legging to third. She'll slide in with a triple. Ellie Sealer uncorks one to center field to get us started here in Ann Arbor.
Sealer buried that ball. I thought that was going to get out in right center, but played off the wall. And Sealer will certainly take a leadoff triple. See if Indy Langford can bring her home. Get the Wolverines on the board early.
Runner on third, Indy Langford now up for Michigan.
Langford tends to be a bit of a slap hitter, tries to just knock that ball down the third base line.
Up in the 2 spot today. Was typically in, she kind of bounced around last year, but was typically 5 and below. Now filling in the Ellie Mattia spot from last year.
Yeah, with Blair and Mattia, I mean, that's 2 big spots toward the top of that order that be filled. Maybe Langford.
She lays down a bunt, going to try to leg it out, can't do it. And Sealer forced to hold at third, so Concordia gets their first out.
Nice play there by the third baseman, Cassidy Kane, for Concordia. Came charging, was able to hold Sealer at third and get the speed of Langford at first. Big bat at the plate now.
Lexi Blair, Kiki Thole in the batter's box now for Michigan. Thole with tremendous power, obviously. I believe we were together for one of her 2 home run games last season. 1-1 now on the power hitter for the Wolverines.
Thole had a great year last year. 11 homers, hit 289. Great season for a person in certainly in a premier defensive position as well.
2-1 now to Thole. Thole's going to drive that one through the infield. That'll score a run. And Kiki Thole opens up the scoring for Michigan. 1-0, Wolverines on top.
Good start for the Wolverines. 3 veterans come up, 2 get aboard, run comes across. Pretty much as good of a start as you could hope for.
One nothing Wolverines. And that'll bring up Lily Valamont. Valamont injured last season as a freshman, so she redshirted that year due to injury. Now as a redshirt freshman getting some of her first cracks at college action. And she was somebody that this coaching staff was really excited about last year. They were obviously really bummed that she wasn't able to play due to injury, but they're really excited now that she's back and able to contribute for this team. 1-1 now to Valamont. And that's going to be popped toward the shortstop, hauled in, double play. Kiki Thole can't get back to first in time, and the Cardinals get out of the inning despite giving up a run. It was the big leadoff triple for Ellie Sealer, and she was driven in by Kiki Thole. So Michigan with a 1-0 lead through 1 inning. We'll head to the top of the second. You're listening to Michigan softball fall ball action on WCBN Sports. And due up for Concordia, Elise Britton, Katie Tobias, and Faith Crampton. Britton, the designated player today for Concordia. In the 4 spot, going to look to break the seal. 3 batters faced Hain in that first inning, and all 3 struck out. Some great stuff from the freshman.
Hain was really mixing it up. She had that sort of off-speed pitch that had a couple batters absolutely way out in front of. Just fooled them.
We've talked about some of the new faces, some faces you're not going to be hearing us talk about this year. Some names and the numbers you'll hear, but with different names attached. Lexi Blair graduated. Lexi Voss graduated. Ellie Mattia, Melina Livingston, and Audrey LeClaire have all moved on from the team. There's a host of new freshmen that are going to start to work themselves in. Hain, one of them, and she draws a swing and a miss for strike 1. Called strike there for 0-2 now on Britton. And Alex, the big story so far has been the freshman Hain just carving up this order. The delivery swung on and missed. 4 up, 4 down, 4 strikeouts.
Not too shabby.
Doesn't get much better than that as a pitcher.
No, Hain's looked good. Stuff's been sharp. Command's been good. Been up and down in the zone. Really did a nice job keeping Concordia hitters off balance.
Hain delivers, and that's going to be chopped to Langford at second. Easy flip to first.
No, I think they called it. Maybe came off the batter's foot or something. Stepping back in.
A bit too easy for Michigan, as Erickson will dig back in at first, and Hain checks the wristband, winds and deals upstairs. So Katie Tobias digs back in. 1-1, 1 down. Hain winds and delivers, swung on and missed. 1-2.
Tobias previously was at Central Michigan last year for Concordia, hit .393, another among many that had really good seasons for Concordia, but Hain carving them up here early.
Hain fires away.
My goodness.
Another strikeout. How about it from the freshman early? And I know this is obviously a fall ball exhibition game, but in these contests, you want to come in and execute, and that's exactly what she's doing. Called strike on the check swing. Faith Crampton now in the box for Concordia. The 0-1 is a bit off the plate. That's the first real miss we've seen from Hain today. And again, your stuff can be sharp and whatnot and getting outs, but command doesn't matter who's in the box. You've still got to put the ball in the zone. Hain fires away upstairs, and Crampton lets it slide by. Ball 2, 2-1 count now, 2 down. 5 batters face, 5 strikeouts. And that one again off the dish. 3-1 hitters count for Faith Crampton.
That off-speed pitch that Hain is working with is really clearly slower than her other pitch, and it's working well early.
3-1 is chopped foul toward the host of red and black in the stands today. Obviously, with Concordia being a local school, there's going to be plenty of support. Easy trip for the friends and family to make across town. Full count. Swung on and missed. And so Hain keeps the strikeout streak going. 6 batters, 6 Ks through 2 innings of work. And we'll get another chance to see the second half of this Michigan order now.
That's as good as it gets from Hain. Just dealing right now. Good start.
Janissa Conway, Ella Stevenson, and Maddie Erickson due up for the Wolverines. 5, 6, 7.
Conway hit .689 as a senior in high school. So don't think we can expect that to continue as she enters college ball, but perhaps she can provide a little pop in the bat. Playing first base today. Or no, is she in?
I was gonna say Erickson's at first.
Yeah,
today.
she's in. Excuse me, she's in center, I believe. Sorry.
So Conway digs in. Called strike. Conway, a lefty. Bat over the shoulder and watches ball 1 come by off the 0-1, so that'll make it 1 ball, 1 strike for Conway. Still Paige Anderson in the circle for Concordia. Misses there, 2-1. To the freshman center fielder. Conway digs in, loads up, and she's going to rip that one through the gap between first and second. And that's a single. So Michigan puts a runner on base for Ella Stevenson. Another new face in the lineup. Stevenson in right today for Michigan.
As it goes with a lot of these recruits, Stevenson also absolutely raked in high school. Hit .577 with a 1.873 OPS throughout her high school career. 47 homers over her career. Going to see if some of that production can translate into the college level.
I mean, it is crazy seeing some of the monster numbers.
Yeah.
Freshman put up in high school. First pitch off the dish, ball one. And not just in softball, I mean across all sports. You see basketball players scoring almost 40 a game sometimes in high school and whatnot. And baseball and softball, you can see some really ridiculous numbers. Runner goes, Conway towards second. The throw can't connect. Conway going for third, and she's in there. Janissa Conway makes her way to third, stealing second. The throw from behind the plate from Tobias was a bit high, and Conway takes advantage, nabs third as well. So now a runner in scoring position for Stevenson. Stevenson just continues to take pitches. That'll make it 3-0 now. Anderson can't find the plate, and Stevenson is happy to sit there and work the count to 3-0. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Make that 3-2. Now it's full. Must have been a missed called strike. Payoff pitch is going to be laced towards left, and a nice diving grab will not prevent Conway from scoring. Maddie Gruder in left field for Concordia hauled it in to put one out on the board, but Conway easily scores on the tag from third.
Nice job by Stevenson. Put the ball in play when she needed to. Got the run across.
Anderson's first pitch to Maddie Erickson. Again, can't find the zone. Anderson winds, delivers. And Erickson's going to hit that to left as well. This time, Gruder can't haul it in. Another tough catch on the run.
The diving catch she made to get out Stevenson was a much tougher play than that one. Just seemed to lose her balance out there a little bit in left, and stumbled, ball popped out of the glove.
That's exactly right. Just stumbled a little bit and couldn't squeeze the leather. So Avery Fantucci will now dig in for Michigan. Fouls off the first pitch toward her own dugout, 0-1. The 0-1 as Erickson continues to move, keep that catcher honest. Anderson winds and deals. Ball 2, 2-1 now. Fantucci chops it just over the glove of the third baseman, and that'll trickle into left field for a single.
Yeah, third baseman Cassidy Kane was playing in a little bit in front of the bag, and that one took a hop just over her head. Tough play, but Michigan now has 2 on. Little slight defensive miscues and no outs still, so big chance to continue building a lead here in the second.
And again, not errors necessarily, but
No.
miscues, the optimal word.
Just tough
there.
plays.
So Hain will now dig into the right-handed batter's box with a chance to help herself out a little bit.
Be her own run support here early.
2-0 Michigan in the bottom of the second. Sealer and Conway, the 2 runs to cross the plate. Sealer in the first, Conway just now in the second. 1-1 now on Hain. Paige Anderson sets, winds, and delivers. That's chopped up in the infield, going to be hauled in for out number 1. Excuse me, that should be out number 2, I believe.
Yeah, there's the catch out in the left, the dive.
Everyone's getting back into the rhythm. Scoreboard operator as well.
He's with us.
No stat broadcast makes it tough. Ella McVeigh now at the dish for Michigan. Takes ball 1. 2 runners on, 2 down. The 1-0 called strike.
Just really love how McVeigh sort of plays the game. Very old school. I mean, she hit 284 last year. Not a single extra base hit to be found. Just a really good glove on the defensive side. And it's a good, valuable player for the Wolverines.
And that one is going to be hit into left, but hauled in for out number 3. That'll end the inning. Michigan tacks on one more. 2-0 Wolverines, but they strand 2 in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third now and get to see 7-8-9 for Concordia. It's been all Hain dominating this Cardinal lineup. I mean, there's really no word other than dominant that you can use to describe the first 2 innings of work for the freshman.
I mean, when a single ball hasn't even been put in play yet, that's dominant's the right word. Good start for Hain as a freshman. Sort of validates your stuff can play at this level.
A crisp fall day here in Ann Arbor. It's a word I think best describes it is crisp. 52 with some light breeze coming in.
Looks like the wind's heading a little bit out toward right center, perhaps, if I can read the flag out there in center correctly. Good day for some softball.
Yeah, about 15-mile-an-hour winds. So somewhat significant breeze, but a little more chilly than the warm weather Florida games that Michigan's used to at the start of the season, or the nice days in May. Although this is a fairly typical March and April temp. Hain draws a swing and a miss from Jada Stevenson, the 7-hole hitter and right fielder.
I mean, the Concordia team just up and down this lineup had some really good numbers last year. Stevenson hit 338.
This is a good test for Concordia as well. I mean, this is by far the best team that they would face on their schedule in a regular season.
Yeah, they've had a couple toughies early. They drew Michigan. I believe they either played or about to play Notre Dame and South Bend. Getting some high-level opponents early.
2-1 now to Stevenson. Stevenson just going to chop it foul into the netting.
Nice play by Fantucci, hauling in off the netting.
Hain rocks back and fires away. Count now full at 3-2.
Got to give credit to the Concordia dugout, staying lively here early.
It's only a 2-0 game. Anything
Certainly
can happen. Full count pitch is popped up in the infield. McVeigh squeezes it for out number 1, and that's the first non-strikeout we've seen.
Not exactly hard contact there either. Little blooper. Nice play. Easy play for McVeigh.
And you touched on earlier McVeigh's impact in the field. Excellent defensively for Michigan. Does a great job making plays at one of the toughest defensive positions in sports.
Her and Indy Langford are just such a nice, smooth double play duo up the middle. Really,
it's a lot of speed.
Yeah, patrols the middle of the infield. Both have a lot of range. It's part of what makes this Michigan defense pretty solid, especially in the infield. Ooh.
And that's going to go straight to McVeigh.
Sure.
Classic announcer's jinx there as it just sneaks under her glove. First base runner of the day for Concordia.
Tough backhand there, but feels like that's always how it goes. We start praising someone, ball gets hit right to him.
I was ready to pat myself on the back for sounding like I know what I'm talking about, and all of a sudden I look like a fool.
Well, I think McVeigh is still a really sound defensive player.
Oh,
Just
I agree.
that one got away from her. Really defensive mistakes both ways. Michigan picks up their first error. Concordia was given 2 errors. I don't know if I would have scored that hopper to third an error, but certainly one in left field. But 3 errors in 4 frames, not great.
Bunt. They get the out at first. That was Sarah Terrell. So 2 down now, but it advances the runner. So Concordia puts their first runner in scoring position. Bella Lee will now step in to the batter's box for Concordia. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Maddie Gruder on second. Off speed. Freezes Bella Lee.
That was filthy.
You could tell she wanted to swing, but knew if she did, she'd be so far out in front. The 0-2, chop foul right toward the press box. Two 2-0 Michigan on top. Top of the third inning. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. That'll end the inning. Hain puts another strikeout on her tally and keeps the scoreboard the same. 2-0. Wolverines lead the way. Ellie Sealer in the first trip with a leadoff triple was driven in by Kiki Thole. And then it was Conway who singled, stole second, and then reached third on an error. And then made her way home on a sacrifice flyout. I believe that was Stevenson.
I think so.
And so now Michigan will bring up the top of the order. Ellie Sealer, Indy Langford, Kiki Thole due up for the Michigan Wolverines. 1, 2, 3.
And really a continued great start for Hain. Has not yet allowed a hit there. Was runner got on with an error. Soft contact for an out. Picked up a K. It's really fooling these Concordia hitters. The off-speed pitches have been particularly just noticeably nasty from Hain.
First pitch to Sealer, can't find the zone. Again, Sealer tripled in her first at-bat. We saw her really take a jump at the plate from her freshman year to her sophomore season, now into the junior campaign. Another ball comes in for ball 2. This coaching staff is definitely looking at Sealer as somebody that can pick up some of the slack that's left behind from Blair at the top of that order. That's laced into center. Tough grab, and that's just going to drop in for a hit. Really tough play to make from McElinden in center field. She had to lay out for it and couldn't haul it in.
McElinden got a lot closer to that than I thought she was going to.
Came charging in and just couldn't get there as the Indiana Jones theme echoes throughout Carroll Hutchins Stadium. That means that 44 is due up for Michigan.
We're back. That's what that means.
That's exactly what that means. First pitch, strike 1. Langford again with so much speed The 0-1 is bunted foul. Langford was thrown out on a bunt attempt at her first at-bat. Sealer at first. 0-2 now to Indy Langford. The delivery is too high. 1-2. So Paige Anderson will set. Rock back in the circle and fire. Just outside. Ball 2. Anderson sets, winds up, fires. That's going to be chopped in the infield. Langford trying to beat it out. That's a close play, and Langford is called safe.
Speed kills.
Boy, that was really tough. I thought she was going to get ruled out. But
we have a pretty good view around the first base side here. That was close.
That was a really close play at first. Langford reaches on an infield single, and Sealer now advances to second. That brings up Kiki Thole. And this is the exact situation Michigan likes to be in with Thole at the plate. 2 runners on.
For sure.
The 1-0 is swung on and just nicked foul.
Big cut there from Kiki.
Anderson winds and fires on the 1-1. And again, can't find the zone. We've seen Michigan really be patient, taking their pitches, just trying to wait for what they're looking for. 3-1 now to Thole. 3-1 hitters count now for Kiki Thole, and you've got to imagine Anderson's got to put one in the zone here. Thole drives it foul right toward the Concordia dugout.
Full count. Sure, Thole has the green light on anything over the plate. See if she can do some damage.
Thole digs in. Anderson fires, and Thole can't make contact. Waves and misses for the first out of the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Lily Valamont. Valamont, the designated player for Bonnie Thole today. She'll dig in from the right side, from the right-handed batter's box. Takes first pitch, ball 1. That's a big strikeout there for Paige Anderson, Alex.
Yeah, you got the most dangerous hitter out.
The 1-0, can't find the zone. That one a bit low.
Credit to Anderson, didn't shy away from Thole. He could have walked her low to the bases for Valamont, just said, we're going to avoid Kiki Thole, but went right at her and got the strikeout.
And with no outs, you've just got to chase them where you can get them. Valamont lines that one straight to third. Chance at a double play. And the throw to first is not the most accurate. Crampton forced to come off the bag to haul it in, and so Valamont reaches on a fielder's choice. And she's going to be pinch run for.
Lexi Delamonica, freshman. I'm going to go grab her.
Another freshman with some speed. We've seen that be a trend for Michigan. Get speed on the base paths. So that brings up Janissa Conway. Conway swings and drives that one foul. So Michigan will reset. The runners took off in a hurry there.
2 outs, or not anything.
Conway will dig back in a big spot in the left-handed batter's box. Anderson winds and delivers on the 0-1.
Good take there from Conway. Nice pitch. Slowed her down off the plate. Conway sort of leaning, but held off. Nice patience there.
1-1 now to the freshman Conway. Chop towards first. That's going to slip through, but the second baseman is there for some support for Faith Crampton. Sarah Terrell was there to help her out. Went right through the glove of Crampton, but Terrell grabs it as it's knocked down, and that'll end the inning. So Michigan unable to tack on any more support in the third. They strand 2 again. Score is 2-0 from Ann Arbor through 3. And of course, you're listening to WCBN Sports, live coverage of Michigan softball, fall ball action for you here in Ann Arbor. Michigan hosting the Concordia Cardinals. And they're on top 2-0. Erin Hain has been fantastic for Michigan.
She has absolutely dealing. I mean, started off with 6 straight strikeouts, picked up another in the third. Good of an outing as you could ask for.
So the Michigan infield will circle up. Haynes still in the circle for the Wolverines. So it's the 11-hole hitter in the lineup today for Concordia, Megan Martin.
Don't hear that one a lot.
Stuff you only hear in these fall ball exhibition matches. Such a fun chance for us to get a sneak peek at what we're going to see come February, Alex. Hain fires away. Can't find the zone. 2-0.
Certainly. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about this team in the upcoming spring season. A lot of returning talent and some intriguing young players such as Hain. And it's a team that can make some noise in the Big Ten this year.
Again, missing some faces that have been program staples. But this goes with the trend of the overall kind of, I don't want to say rebrand, as Haynes' pitch finds the zone 3-1. But just a changing of the guard a little bit with Bonnie Thole stepping in for Coach Hutchins. 3-1, and Hain walks her first batter of the contest. Martin draws a walk and reaches in her first plate appearance. We'll head back to the top of the order. Peyton Lewis now due up. Bonnie Thole now getting to kind of really make more of her own imprint on this team.
Yeah, I mean, entering another season. Maybe this is her second season, right?
Correct. So this will be now kind of the second class of players that are
her recruits
under coach. Yeah, exactly. Her recruits and her players, so to speak. Not that they weren't before, obviously being an in-house promotion, but dribbled toward first on the bunt. Lewis advances Martin to second, 1 down. Brings up Cassidy Kane, so a productive out from Lewis at the top of the order. Puts another runner in scoring position. 2-0 top 4. Hain delivers. Big wave and a miss from Cassidy Kane.
Kane versus Hain.
And Alex, you talked about the top of this order for Concordia. Put up some monster numbers last season.
Yeah, Kane's surrounded by, probably their two best players, Lewis and McAlinden. Kane herself mostly was a pitcher last year at a 2.10 over 46 innings, but went 10 for 27 at the plate. So it was pretty successful when she was up there. Whoa.
The 0-2 is just slapped through the infield. Kind of an awkward swing, but it results in a single.
Went
2
up
on,
for a pitch.
1 out now.
Yeah, went up for a pitch just way out of the zone, and they would just knock it down between the hole, short and third. First hit Hain allowed today. Came on a pitch way out of the zone.
So Hain talking it over with Jennifer Brundage in the circle. Thole up there to Kiki Thole, that is.
Little body wandering out too a little bit.
Just talking some things over. 1 out, 2 on for Concordia. This is the closest thing to a jam we've seen Hain be put in today.
And 1 double play ball, though, from getting out of this inning, so. Her dangerous hitter at the plate in McAlinden. Had a phenomenal year last year.
McAlinden swings on the first pitch and fires it straight back into the netting. So here comes Hain, takes a peek at the wristband. 0-1. Bunt attempt, can't make contact. 0-2 now on McAlinden.
Surprised that they try to have McAlinden lay one down there with 1 out, 2 on. I guess try to remove the double play ball.
0-2, fouled back again. Best chance Concordia's had all day to put a couple runs on the board. 0-2 hole now for McAlinden. 1 down, 2 runners on. Swung on and missed. Hain gets a big out there. Sits down McAlinden for the second time today with a strikeout.
Is that 8 or 9?
Believe 8.
But still, mowing them down. No one warming in the Michigan pen that I can see, so Michigan perfectly content to ride it out with Hain here.
Elise Britton now steps into the batter's box for Concordia. First pitch fouled off, 0-1. 2 down, 2 runners on. Runners on first and second. Britton takes 1-1.
Britton, another player that had a really excellent year for Concordia last year, both in the circle and at the plate. Really good numbers all around.
Winds and fires. Misses high. 2-1, 2 down. 2 on. Britton, the designated player, the 4-hole hitter, swings and misses for strike 2. Concordia down to their last strike here in the top of the 4th, and it's fouled off. Britton holds on. Two. Hain checks the wristband. Sets herself, winds, fires. Just misses low, count full.
I think Hain stays in the zone here, tries to finish this inning right here in the full count.
The payoff pitch from Hain, it's chopped foul. So we'll do it again. Great energy. I know we've been talking about it, but excellent energy from the Concordia dugout.
Yeah, they've been lively all game.
Britton digs in. The pitch from Hain, swung on and missed. How about it from the freshman Aaron Hain? Gets out of a jam, I'd say, there, unscathed. Still 2-0 Michigan as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Michigan put 2 on, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, held scoreless in the third, stranded 2 in both the second and third, and will look to give themselves some more cushion here in the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to Michigan softball on WCBN Sports. My name's Kelin Flynn. Alongside me, Alex Miller. Fall ball action in Ann Arbor.
Really nice job, though, by Hain that inning. Finally had a little traffic on the bases, just stayed composed, got a brief mound visit from Brundage, but generally just stayed composed, handled it, got out of the jam unscathed. That's what you want to see, and it's good to see from a young arm.
She looks fantastic. In Michigan, we've talked about some of the pieces they lost. That rotation of arms for Bonnie Thole left unscathed.
Yeah, I mean, Durkowski, of course, back, LeBeau back. Those two were really primary 2 workhorses for the Wolverines, and perhaps they've added a couple little more depth behind them already, too, in Hain.
First pitch from Paige Anderson, a ball to to Ella Stevenson. Stevenson, another freshman, getting a look as she drives that one foul left of third base. Oh, 1-1 now to Ella Stevenson. Paige Anderson sets, rocks back, and fires. Off speed.
Looked good from up here.
Apparently not good enough from behind the plate. That's ball 2. The 2-1. Chopped at the plate. It's going to bounce up and clip Stevenson on the elbow. Count moves to 2-2. Two now. Way off the plate for ball 3. Full count now to the freshman Stevenson. Stevenson in right today. The payoff pitch. That's belted foul and left. Stevenson got a hold of that one, but just pulled it a bit too much.
Yeah, just a little bit out in front, but waits just a touch more, and that's a homer over the left field wall.
Had plenty of get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
The payoff pitch. And that's fouled off again, this time back over the netting into the grandstands behind the Michigan dugout.
A lot of fans had a chance to make a play on that ball, and no one really did.
And we should mention, it is I'm not going to say a packed house, but it's
pretty good
very
crowd.
Full. 3-2. That's lined into right center. That's going to bounce off the wall. Stevenson going for extra bases, and she'll wind up standing at second with a double. Great piece of hitting there from the freshman.
Yeah, that ball got off the bat in a hurry. Ripped opposite field. Really nice swing on that ball by Stevenson.
Maddie Erickson due up for Michigan. None out, one on. Michigan puts a runner in scoring position. Anderson fires away and misses for ball 1. Paige Anderson on the 1-0, fires away. That's going to be lifted into center. Charging in to make a nice grab is the center fielder, McElinden. Stevenson unable to advance. Brings up Avery Fantucci. First pitch to Fantucci. Off the plate, ball 1. Fantucci filling in at third today for Michigan. And that's going to be line just foul down the third base line. It was a lot of Audrey LeClaire at third base last year for the Wolverines. This year, Fantucci potentially getting her shot at winning that starting third base role. That's going to be lifted into center. McElinden camping under it at the big block M at center field. And Stevenson got aggressive on the base paths, tried to tag up and take third, and is thrown out quite easily.
It wasn't particularly close.
And has a word with Bonnie Thole. Wonder if there's a miscommunication there.
I don't know. Do you think a freshman? I'm wondering if Thole just, I don't know.
Or is Thole just
got aggressive there?
Playing fast and loose and saying, hey, this is an exhibition game. We're up 2-0. Why not see what happens? So Michigan, again, held scoreless, 2-0. As we have a pitching change for the Wolverines. Jessica LeBeau going to get a chance to work from the circle.
LeBeau had a really solid season last year, sort of serving as Michigan's number 2 in the rotation behind Lauren Dorkowski. Finished with a 3.54 ERA over 20 starts. After 2 seasons at Kent State, had a really nice year in the maize and blue last year. We'll look to build on that here, get a little fall ball action, get her ready for the season come springtime.
LeBeau, like you talked about with Dorkowski, that 1-2 punch for Michigan. Gonna look to continue that this season, and Hain could mix in. Dorkowski was absolutely fantastic, especially toward the back half of the season for Michigan. She really got her stuff going in Big Ten play.
Couple no-hitters. Yeah, Dorkowski just had a phenomenal year. I mean, really back-to-back great years, but last year she really just ascended into a workhorse. 8 innings at a phenomenal rate while really keeping runs off the board. Just a great, great season.
First pitch from LeBeau, off the plate, ball 1, and what we were curious coming into today if we'd see Dorkowski. Still yet to be seen. Obviously, a doubleheader today, so very likely that she's going to get thrown out there at some point. LeBeau fires. That's laced into left center. Sealer ranges over and brings it in. I've still got to get adjusted to some of these changes.
Yeah, it's weird not to have Blair Mattia patrolling the outfield, but Sealer, stabilizing presence. She's got some freshmen out there with her today. Sure we'll see a batch of names there this season, see who can hold down those roles, who can provide value at the plate and on defense. But should be interesting to see some new faces, see how young players develop over their college careers.
Oh, 1 down now. LeBeau winds and deals upstairs. Again, a blustery day here in Ann Arbor. Weather is crisp. 1-1. Current temperature is 53 degrees. And it's windy.
You know, that flagpole wobbling a little bit out there in center.
Winds at 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 28. 2-2 now as LeBeau continues to work on Faith Crampton. One down, the delivery. Called strike 3. LeBeau gets her first strikeout of the afternoon as she catches Crampton looking. Jada Stevenson now walks up to the plate for Concordia. First pitch chopped foul. LeBeau continuing to work. 0-1 now, 2 down. Stevenson in for Concordia. Corners playing in. LeBeau winds and fires. Called strike. The 0-2. 2 down. LeBeau can't hit her spot there. One, two now. Chop foul again. Jada Stevenson digs back in. 1-2 now from LeBeau. 2 down. Swung on and missed, and LeBeau keeps the shutout rolling. Michigan up 2-0 now through 4.5 innings. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. And it appears that Concordia is going to keep it the same in the circle. Paige Anderson.
This game's flying by, Kelin.
It is. 2:05. We got started at 1.
Halfway through the 5th.
So due up for Michigan is Hain, McVeigh, and Sealer. And despite the fact that Hain is done from the circle, she's going to stick in the order. Here comes Anderson, delivers to Hain, and Hain chops it off of her heel. Heel, ankle, that didn't look too fun. But looking out to the grandstands in right field, a couple of people wrapped up in blankets. Not a bad move on a fall day. Catch some softball, get nice and cozy.
Little breezy out there. We're in the safety of the press box.
That's absolutely true, as the 1-1 is tipped foul. 1-2 now. And that's going to be lined right to third. On a hop. Throw not able to be hauled in by the first baseman. That's Faith Crampton, but Hain tried to make the turn and rolled her ankle a little bit, so Maddie Ramey will come in as a pinch runner.
It's a nice play by Kane with the pick on the one hop at third, and then
that was a bullet right to third.
Really nice play, but the easy part just thrown across the diamond. Missed it, and Maddie Ramey, pinch runner, familiar sight.
Excellent bunt laid down from McVeigh, and that time Cassidy Kane delivers a pinpoint throw to her first baseman, Faith Crampton, for out number 1, but a productive out for Michigan as Ramey advances to second.
Yep, McVeigh did her job. Top of the order as a 1 out and a chance to add to this 2-0 lead.
Runner in scoring position for Ellie Sealer. She's been fantastic today. Triple and a single. As she swings on the first pitch, pops it to left, and that's going to score a run. Ramey rounding third and is in at the plate. Sliding into third is Sealer, as that ball just bounced over the head of the left fielder. I believe we had a change in left for Concordia. That was Brooklyn Cox, the sophomore, and it just went right over her head, took a big hop. Langford lines it to short and will score Sealer. The speed of Langford too much for Peyton Lewis. Just kind of got jammed as the ball took a high hop on her and couldn't field it cleanly.
Yeah, sort of got stuck between her glove and her wrist, but I mean, a couple defensive miscues by Concordia today, and it's hard to beat teams when you're getting out hit 9-1, but certainly doesn't help when you have 3 errors on the defensive side of the ball. Those are just extra base runners and extra runs.
Thole due up, and that'll get through the infield. Kiki Thole with a base hit. Right up the middle, Langford slides into third, and Michigan, this offense is churning right now. They are moving the line consistently.
I think that's what this Michigan offense does really well, is just, I mean, a lot of singles hitters just keep moving through the order. I mean, Thole, nice piece of hitting up the middle, but Langford's speed got on because of that little grounder to short. Slapped it and was down the line, and now she's on third.
I mean, Lewis didn't even bother throwing over to first, because by the time and it didn't take her long to get a clean grip on the ball, but by the time she did, Langford was about 2 steps away from first base. So just like that, Michigan doubles their lead, now 4-0 Wolverines. 2 runs in the 5th off of a couple of defensive miscues from Concordia, and that's going to lead to a change in the circle.
Yeah, that's Emily Underwood, a freshman from Chelsea, Michigan. See what she can do against the Michigan order.
And a busy weekend for WCBN Sports. Have a crew on their way back from Minnesota for the football game. Big credit to them for fighting through some difficulties with Wi-Fi at Huntington Bank Stadium. But they were able to figure it out nonetheless and put together a good broadcast. First pitch from Underwood is a called strike to Lily Valamont. Hockey broadcast last night where Michigan did not look great. Valamont just dribbles that one to third. Throw to first is in time for out number 2.
Cassidy Kane sort of gave Indy Langford a look, held her at third, but Langford didn't even flinch to start heading back to third. But
and so Michigan will pinch run Janella Lacqua for Kiki Thole. 2 down. Michigan with burners on second and third.
Yeah, Lacqua last year started 20 or so games at second base before getting hurt, and then Indy Langford sort of claimed that spot during the latter half of the season. Be interesting to see what kind of role Alakwa has this year.
0-1 to Janissa Conway. 2 down, runners on second and third. Called strike, 0-2. Underwood trying to get out of a tough position.
And this game isn't as out of hand as it seems. It seems like Michigan's been dominant, but 4 runs is not. I mean, it's certainly a lead, but it's not
Insurmountable.
right. That's the word I was looking for.
Glad I could help. 1-2 now to Janissa Conway, the freshman, who's looked pretty solid today. Underwood delivers and gets a swing and a miss. Off speed. Had Conway out in front. Michigan strands 2 more runners. They have left plenty of runs on base today. 4-0 Michigan as they tack 2 more on in the 5th.
Yeah, but 10 hits to 4 runs. Certainly, you want to get a couple more across when you have that many on base, especially when you have an extra 3 on because of the errors. But overall, it's been good to see Michigan getting on base, causing havoc on the base paths, creating some threats offensively, and just hope that they continue to do so and sort of maximize the damage. LeBeau back out there in the circle.
Interesting to see if Michigan makes any changes defensively, as it looks like Maddie Ramey will be in at second now, as well as Riley Carcaborough at third. I believe that's still Kiki Thole behind the dish. Looks like we have a couple of changes in the outfield as well.
Definitely Sealer still in left. Conway in center.
I think it's just the one. I believe it's
Still Stevenson right.
No, it's all the same. I don't know what I'm on right now.
Well,
couple of changes
in the
regardless.
infield, yeah.
Maddie Ramey at second and Carcaborough at third. LeBeau's first pitch is off the plate. Ball 1. Gruder at the plate for Concordia. Waves and misses at the 1-0, 1-1 now. LeBeau checks the wristband. The 1-1. Winds and deals. Swung on and missed.
Good change of speed there again from LeBeau.
One-two, LeBeau sets, winds, and fires. Swing and a miss. LeBeau getting her stuff working. In the top of the 6th now.
Dominant effort from Michigan pitching staff so far. Hain and now LeBeau just mowing through this Concordia order. 1 hit.
LeBeau fires.
Ooh.
Big swing and a miss there from Sarah Tyrell.
Way out in front.
That's exactly right. LeBeau mixing it up. 0-1, 1 down. Can't hit the zone there. Corners playing even with the bags as that's fouled off now, 1-2. Again, some changes in the infield across. We'll go from third to first. It's Carcaborough, McVeigh, Ramey, and Erickson at first. That's slapped foul down the right field line. Outfield from left to right is stayed the same. Sealer, Conway, and Stevenson. Still Kiki Thole behind the plate for Michigan as LeBeau deals. Another pitch fouled off. Tyrell fighting to stay alive for Concordia. Taps the plate. Rocks back and forth and digs in. LeBeau sets herself, fires away. Swung on and missed. LeBeau sits another batter down. That's the second out of the inning. And Michigan's 4 outs away from taking the win in the first of 2 matches today in the doubleheader. Bella Lee will now dig in for Concordia. Oh, 1 now. Swung on and tapped straight down at the plate. 0-2 off the foul.
We've mentioned a couple times during this broadcast, but credit the Concordia dugout, making sure Michigan can still hear them. You know, they're down 4-0 in the 6th.
The 0-2. Check swing. And that's an appeal down to first. They're going to say she did not go.
From our view up here on the first base side, it didn't look like she went around on that one.
Looks like the right call. 1-2 now. That's chopped straight back into the netting. So Bella Lee will reset. Bat high above the shoulder. LeBeau winds and fires. And Lee is going to be punched out. Caught looking. LeBeau strikes out the side. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 6th. Michigan up 4-0. As the Bats continue to put runners in scoring position for the Wolverines. 10 hits. And they just haven't been able to clear the bases.
They've stranded a couple runners, but fortunately the pitching staff has just been absolutely dominant. I think that's the story of this ball game. LeBeau just went 3 up, 3 down, all with strikeouts, and was coming in after Hayne and had an absolutely phenomenal start. So pitching staff just having a really nice day. 1 hit allowed, only 2 aboard with another error to boot, but really, really strong outing. Off-speed pitches have looked there. They've been keeping Concordia off balance. Timing's been off. There really hasn't been a single hard-hit ball by Concordia all game.
Ella Stevenson steps up to the plate for Michigan. Stevenson swings on that first pitch and pops it into foul territory. A trio of Cardinals converge but can't get there in time. Sun's out. Wouldn't call it a cloudy day. There's clouds in the sky, but sun is unimpeded.
Would the weather app call it partially cloudy, perhaps?
I'd say so. Called strike 2 on Stevenson. Underwood continuing to work from the circle for Concordia. Emily Underwood winds and fires. That's going to be laced foul. Hard hit ball. But foul. Great look at Ray Fisher Stadium today. Baseball field looking gorgeous.
Baseball team playing right now, I believe, in Ohio themselves.
The 0-2 just misses from Underwood. Stevenson stays alive. Swung on and missed. Emily Underwood Gets her first strikeout of the contest. One down now as Maddie Erickson trots up to the plate. Erickson swings on the first pitch and drops that one into right field for a single.
Nice piece there from Erickson. Good to see a piece of opposite field contact. Nice line drive into right field. Sure the coaching staff happy to see that.
One on, one down. That brings up Riley Carcaburo. Carcaburo pinch hitting for Avery Fantucci. Carcaburo taking over at third and will slide into Fantucci's spot in the order as well.
Yeah, we've sort of talked about that third base position as being a little open after Audrey LeClaire graduating and Erickson on first. We should see there at times. Fantucci, perhaps Carcaburo. Could be a bit of platoon at the hot corner.
And I think we'll definitely see some different combinations to start the season in some of those early season tournaments, with Thole and company looking to have a regular starter established by the time conference play opens up. 2-0 is chopped into the dirt, fielded by the third baseman Kane and rifled to first for the second out of the inning. Productive out though as Erickson takes second. Brings up Maddie Ramey. Wind continues to blow. First pitch to Ramey, ball one. American flag in straightaway center. Blowing in the wind. All the Michigan flags behind home plate are fully suspended in the air. Second pitch misses 2-0. Underwood winds and fires, and that's going to be laced way foul by Ramey. Underwood releases, that's chopped to second, and that'll end the inning. So Michigan unable to add any more padding to the 4-0 lead. They strand Erickson at second. 4-0 Michigan on top as we head to the top of the seventh. LeBeau looks to be heading out to finish game one for Michigan, but typically in these exhibition matches we'll see Michigan bat in the bottom of the seventh regardless. No reason not to get extra reps in for your team. When this game concludes, we'll likely have a short intermission before game number 2 gets underway, and I'll say my goodbyes, and Alex will take over as a one-man show for game number 2.
No, it'll be fun. I appreciate anyone who's going to stick with me for 2 games. Should be a fun one.
Should be a lot of fun. I had to do that a couple of times last year. Softball, obviously, one of our favorite sports at WCBN Sports to broadcast. We really appreciate the softball community and following that has supported us for so many years. It's obviously a privilege to get to follow this team across the country, as we will come February. First pitch is swung on, check swing, but went around. That's Megan Martin, who's at the bottom of the order now. For the Cardinals, it'll be Peyton Lewis and Cassidy Kane due up after Martin. LeBeau trying to maintain the shutout for Michigan, 4-0. Only one hit given up today between Hain and LeBeau. Hain, the freshman, LeBeau, the senior. 1-2 now to Megan Martin. LeBeau winds and fires. Called strike 3. LeBeau continues to work very effectively through this Concordia order. She'll head back to the top now, as it's a pinch hitter, Maddie Poe. First look at Maddie Poe today, as she has to jump out of the way of that one, rode a little bit inside. The 1-0 swung on and missed by Maddie Poe. LeBeau peeks at the wristband. Swung on and missed. The 1-1 turns into a 1-2 off the wave there from Poe. One down, none on. Poe shows bunt, brings it back, swings and misses. That's 5 strikeouts for Jessica LeBeau.
5 in a row.
That's right, she struck out the side last inning and just has kept it going. So another pinch hitter for Concordia, Amber Lampier. And she's quickly down 0-2 to LeBeau. A couple of swings and misses. LeBeau is absolutely in the zone right now. Winds and fires, misses high. And you can just tell LeBeau is dialed in.
Absolutely.
Just the way she's moving out there, and you can tell she's focused. Sets, rocks back and fires.
Oof.
Oh, I thought that one was going to be a late punch out. Instead, we'll move to 2-2. LeBeau thought she had that one. Cardinals down to their last out. Last strike, that is. And that one finds the zone. LeBeau, 6 consecutive strikeouts to end the game. Yeah, so Michigan won't bat. So Wolverines take game 1 4-0, out hitting Concordia 11-1. Michigan 1 error, Concordia 3. Alex, Michigan with plenty of freshmen getting a lot of run today. What were you most impressed with from the youngsters for the Wolverines?
I mean, I think Aaron Hain has to be the answer. Just gave an absolutely phenomenal start. And started with, what was it, 8 consecutive strikeouts to begin the game. Was just lights out in the circle, and it'd be a really nice addition to this Wolverine rotation if Hain could develop into another starter alongside LeBeau and Durkowski. And yeah, but also at the plate, I mean, Janissa Conway and Ella Stevenson getting the starts in center and right field respectively. Both had nice games at the plate, got on base. And it's exciting to see these young freshmen. I mean, there's some big shoes to be filled, and Blair and Mattia in particular in the outfield, LeClaire. But it's going to be exciting to see these new pieces develop and see how these young players acclimate themselves to the college game.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Conway in center. I think I can really see her growing into a a mainstay in the outfield for the next couple of years for Michigan.
She had some really nice patient at-bats on the left side of the lefty batter's box.
Well, with that, I will be leaving to go take care of some work today. I've got a couple exams coming up, but Alex will be with you for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. 4-0 in Game 1 between Michigan and Concordia in this fall ball exhibition match. Alex will be with you on the call for Game number 2. Thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon for Game number 2 of this doubleheader.